We're going to look at the job sheets. We've already been and started work on this site, so when we click on this, it doesn't say start work or travel. We've already got to the site and already started work. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, because this is a pub chain, we need to log on with the relevant software related to that pub. So if we press the home screen here, we can go to the website for the pub chain and log on there so they know we're working as well. Okay, so we can go back here, click on here, back to the site here. If you notice there's 8 steps here, you can scroll through 1 to 8, or we can go up to the top here, we can go back to the run sheet, or we can scroll through the various stages of the job here. But we will now go through, we're going to do 1 PPM, booked with Ed. Okay, first stage is pre-work audits. There are no pre-work audits for this type of work, but there might be for different types. Okay, second stage is the assets. The assets are basically what the pub has in relation to fireplaces on site. So when you go to these pubs in the future, you will see 1, 2, 3 or 4 fireplaces on here, and photographs, information, everything you need to know about the fire. But the first time we don't have that information, we need to add it. So we're going to add new. Okay. Okay. So it asks you what type of asset we're going to do. And of course, we're going to look at the fireplace or appliance. Okay. This is asset number 1. Okay. And the first thing we want to do is tell the system where that fireplace is. Okay, and we do that just by typing or talking into it. So location. I'm going to talk into it now. So this is how the pub would describe where that fireplace is. Okay. By main bar next to toilets. Okay. So let's stop here. Okay. So spelling is not very good, but to be honest, as long as people understand what that means, that's good enough. You could delete it, so highlight it, stop, and start again. And I'll reword it this time. In main bar next to toilets. Okay, stop voice activation. Okay, so that's okay. Next thing we want to know is the current state of the fire. So we click on here and we select. Is it in use, not in use, not required, not in use, the site would like working. Well, this one is in use, okay? Asset condition. This is important. It's in good order, minor works required to enable plants to be used. I'm going to select this on this occasion, works required, okay? Fuel, we want to know is it solid fuel or gas? Appliance, what is it? Is it quarry back? Single-sided, dog grate, double-sided, dog grate, stove, inset, other. I'm going to say it's a stove. Okay. And if there's anything that needs description, you need to describe it in there. And it could be a specific type of chimney. It could be the appliance. It's most likely to be the appliance. And in this case, it is the appliance. So I'm going to type in here again. I can type or talk. I'm going to talk again. Well, I can type. I could type Clearview. Okay. Or, because we've got swipe on this, I could swipe Clearview. Okay. Or I could speak into it, which I'm going to do. Clearview Vision 500. Or you could say unidentified soapstone stove, or unidentified double-sided stove, or villager, old villager, or something like that. Access is obviously very important. No ladders required, ladders, ascendant 22, scaffolding, other. So if it's other, you might describe that in the asset. Okay? Okay, in fact, I'm going to do that. So remember, if you're going to specify the ascendant 22, which is our main cherry picker, you need to make sure it will fit. So you need to understand what we call working envelope, i.e. at what height, how much reach we've got. I'm going to type other on here, and then I'm going to put on here, for the other, we need to type in here now, spider required to get on grass for access. Stove is Clearview Vision 500. So now we've added some more information to that asset. And I've typed on there. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay. Okay, that other. Okay. Flue type. Okay, is it brick, stainless steel flex, prefabricated chimney, clay concrete liners? Unable to identify. So often we have unable to identify because you might not be able to see it, but we should at some point try to update that with some actual information, maybe the second visit. Okay, I'm going to say it's stainless steel flex, and flue dimensions is going to be 150 mils. So I'm just going to say 150 millimeters. Okay, flue length. I'll type in here 10 meters. Termination. I'm going to say it's going to terminate an RSB 9 fan, but you could just say fan not identified because you can see it but you don't really know what it is, or other, or whatever it is. Okay, let's say it's that one. Okay, works required for appliance. Okay, so I'm going to say on here nothing. Works required for flue, nothing, but we did say there's some works required, so we would expect something here. And I'm going to say requires replacement fan. It's down here. Okay, we've now finished. We've now updated that asset. Okay, so we can create a second asset, or we can return two assets. This is what we're going to do. Okay, so we've now created an asset. So next time you go be able to see all those assets. We also want some photographs relating to that. So we take a photograph. Okay, and let's show it on here. And there's a button up here. I'm just going to press that button. Okay, so we've now taken a photograph of the appliance, and I'm going to name it Fireplace number 1. Don't click on the photograph, click away, and now it's saved. I would then go outside and do the same for the chimney. So for every asset we need a photograph of the appliance, i.e. the fireplace or the stove, fireplace of the chimney outside which shows the fan or access to it. So if you say you need a cherry picker, we should see a photograph that shows us it needs a cherry picker. Okay, so we can add more attachments here. We can go to finish. We can take more photographs. Now remember to take the photographs here rather than directly through the camera on this tablet, because if you do that it's usually too high resolution, it takes ages to download. But if you do, you can pick it up on the gallery here and that will take you to all the photographs stored on here you took separately. Okay, so next stage is go to step 5, work completed. So what did we do? Well, we've completed the PPM, and we can type in here 1 if we want. So the office know how many were done. You could type something in or say something if there's anything relevant you need to say. You don't need to say what extra work's needed because you've already said that. Okay, so click in the middle here, go down to the next stage, which is stage 6. Now this is a completion thing just to let you know that everything's been done. So we just click on here. Okay, this is our checklist, so it could be 1 or 2 different things you have to do. This checklist is ask you 2 questions. Was anyone with you? Okay, and you can add engineers so that only one of you have to fill out the sheet, not 2 of you. And it asks some questions. Have all assets been created updated? If you're updating these assets, please check photographs and descriptions are correct. Photographs are required for both the appliance and termination access. Done. Yes, I've done that. Has veracity been completed? You type yes, it will go to finish. If you type no for some reason, it will ask you a question. Why couldn't you do it? And then you could say some message like, couldn't log on to Verisay, it did not recognize location. Okay, and that will give the information for the office. We can relay back to the pub chain why we couldn't log on to Verisay. Okay. And then you have to sign to say you finished that audit, and you sign your name here, press the tick, and then we finished the audit. We're now back on the system. We've got 2 more steps to do. See, that's no longer red. Okay, you get this pub landlord to sign now. So the member of staff, senior member of staff, the manager or somebody to sign. Press that button, get them to sign to say you've done the job. Press tick, and then you click on the next button, and now status. Where are you with this job now? Okay, so it's completed. We need to follow up on this job because there is work to be carried out. Okay, submit. So the office now know there's work to be done, and they can look through the job, and they will have that information immediately. You submit this now, because the colour will change and the office will be notified, and they can then start doing a quote or start doing the invoice for the work immediately as you leave site.